guys, snarfflarf here, and welcome back to another episode of Not for Broadcast. I'm sick again somehow, but I'm not too sick to not record, so I'm just stuffed up and my throat is sore, so I might sound disgusting. Sorry about that. Now let's get back into it. Day 230... 242. Day 242. A ladder worth climbing. Oh, we're starting with text again? Did I not do the texts last time? I must have run out of time. Oh, and another announcement. For no reason in particular, you ever considered listening to the podcast Distractable and Go My Favorite Sports Team on your favorite podcast streaming service? Alright, anyways, Day 242, a ladder worth climbing. This music is very cheerful. It's a lazy Sunday afternoon in summer, with you and Sam making the most of both kids being out of the house. Banging your head coming out of the cupboard with the last two slices of homemade cake. It used to be much easier when you could store things in the pantry. It's rare for you and Sam to actually get to finish sweet things in this house, and you savor every moment. Just as you take your last bite, you hear the sound of the front door slamming. That'll be Charlie back from the Go-Getters. Yeah, reading's gonna be rough this episode, because A, I'm bad at reading things out loud anyways, and B, my throat. Hydrate. Okay. You can hear him practically running to come find you, and he's grinning from ear to ear when he finally does. I have some really big news. You and Sam play along, sitting attentively with bated breath. Ready? Charlie asks, as you both nod enthusiastically. With a flourish, he reveals a new badge from his pocket and proudly presents it to you both to examine, as he announces, "As of today, I'm a member of the first tier of Cohesion Cadets. There's way more stuff I'm gonna be doing, and I'll be working some weekends, but it's really cool." That's my son. Wait, who is my in-law? I thought that was Charlie. I'm so bad with names. Whatever. Sam congratulates Charlie, as you can't help but frown. Seems like a big step up for teenagers. You and Sam grin back at your son. You're thrilled that he's happy and doing well. So, like, he's getting paid now? It's a job? That's a good thing. Alright, day 278. Sign of things to come. How is that supposed to be a bad thing? What's going on? Shopping, something that always seemed so tedious before the sanctions, has become even more of a chore now. You managed to get almost everything you need for the family this evening, but you'll have to come back tomorrow to get through the week. There's a queue to leave the car park, though it's hard to make out in the dark. Hopefully whatever's causing it won't be long. The final car in front of you drives off. You realize the queue is actually due to a checkpoint set up at the exit. A friendly-looking man in an advanced uniform, CCO emblazoned and a number of places on it, approaches your car and knocks on the driver's side window. You roll it down. "Good evening, nothing to worry about. I was just wondering if I could see your team membership card, please? Weren't these cards supposed to be voluntary? I'm sorry, I don't have one." That's not a problem. We've got forms with us right here, and we're more than happy to sign you up." This man gestures to his colleague behind him, a young woman in a similar uniform. Clearly received the short end of the stick and is stuck with the paperwork. Suppose I might as well be here. Oh, I thought these cards weren't required. What is this? This is weird. Well, strictly speaking, they're not. But there's also loads of benefits to having them, and no reason not to get one. This is like fucking when people try to hand pamphlets directly into your hands. Like people will just people on the street will just be like, hey, you want to sign up for the mailing list? You gotta sign up for the mailing list. You get so many benefits, and they just shove shit in your hands. That's what this is like. His smile fades a bit, When he puts a hand up to scratch the back of his neck for a moment, he leans over to you, his presence now seeming a little intimidating. No thanks. Almost instantly, the friendly demeanor is gone and his expression is one of stern disapproval. Well, obviously I can't make you sign up, but I would strongly recommend you do. And soon, we wouldn't want people to think you had anything to hide, would we? He takes a step back and gestures for you to drive on. You're sure you see him writing something down in your rearview mirror as you head home, somewhat more hurriedly than before. Clearly, Advance are very keen on everyone joining the team. I don't even know what this is. Some card? For what? Wasn't I just at the store? An invitation worth ignoring. Day 290. It's Saturday, one of your few days off, and you've made the most of it. But as late afternoon draws on, the invitation sits pinned to the fridge, staring accusingly at you. Channel 1 Gala is a mandatory work event. Bozeman was very quick to tell you. Also, don't you dare be late. Already skipped work weekend once, you can't do it again. Best go. You can live with another note from Bozeman if you keep your Saturday night. Go to it. Before you had a vacation planned and it was unfair to ask us to come in. Ask me to come in, whatever. This person, I don't know. But now it's, I mean, you should go to this. Best start getting ready. You wonder if Sam will give you a lift. A drink or two might help with the enforced office socializing. Hopefully it won't be too bad. After all, you're pretty good at your job, right? National News Night. Oh, this is the same day. Alright. You arrive on time, barely, at the Sauvignon, one of the oldest and grandest hotels in the capital. You're surprised to see a queue to get in, and quickly realize it's because people are being searched at the door by some very military-looking personnel in smart attire. While you're waiting, you can't help but notice just how very opulent the building is, possibly the fanciest place you've been to in your life. Why am I following it with my cursor like I'm a fucking 5-year-old learning to read? No, you don't learn to read when you're 5. You already know how to read when you're 5? Do you learn to read when you're 5? When do you learn to read? When could I read? Huh. You submit to being patted down and with a sigh of relief are led into the hotel. Once inside, you're directed to the grand ballroom, and following the signs, you marvel at the sheer scale of the place. The amount of armed security guards. When you finally arrive, a very severe-looking woman at the door asks you for your name. I'm Alex Winston. She curtly checks her list before whispering something to the waiter beside her. You made it just in time to be seated before dinner. Please follow Emmanuel here to your table. The waiter smiles at you and opens one of the great double doors, gesturing for you to enter. Why didn't I do the reading last time? This is so bad for my throat. Immediately you can see why it's called the Grand Ballroom. You pause for a second to take it all in. You feel a slight tap on your arm, and Emmanuel gestures, I think that's how you pronounce that name, gestures for you to follow him. He seats you at the table in the center floor area with a decent view of the stage. Clearly you're in Bozeman's good books at the moment. Well, yeah, I think he still feels, happy we didn't sue him, I guess, for the electricity. Why didn't we sue him? We could have. I feel like we could have. You're sat with some colleagues you've seen around the Channel 1 offices before, but you don't know that well. One of them informs you, far too excitedly, it's a very corporate evening of awards and speeches. At least the food should be good. Dinner is indeed lovely, and with the help of the no doubt very expensive wine, conversation flows easily enough. In fact, much to your surprise, you're actually presented with an award for Best Newcomer to the Channel 1 family. Well, this was unexpected. As you walk up to collect it, you recognize the presenter as Dr. Adrian Atkinson Blimey of Incisors fame. He thanks Advance for sponsoring this year's gala. Gala, right? Gala? Whatever. Before specifically thanking Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement for being in attendance tonight. That's why there's so many security guards. I was gonna say before, there has to be someone that's like super important here. As you take to the stage, you see the frontmost central table does indeed see the prime ministers, as well as Bozeman, Meghan, and some other very well-to-do types that you don't recognize. Does the UK or Britain, I guess? I don't know. England? I always forget the difference between the three. Do they usually have 2 prime ministers? Or is that like a new thing in this game? That explains all the security. As you're handed the award, Dr. Atkinson Blimey asks you if you'd like to say a few words. A little nervous, but at a quick praise for advantage in 1. You make a joke thanking Dave for fleeing the country, leaving you his job. I'll make a joke. Most of the room breaks out into polite laughter, but you see that neither the Prime Minister so much as cracks a smile. They don't know who the hell Dave is. And nor does Bozeman. He's too busy frantically flipping in between examining Peter and Julia for a reaction and glaring daggers at you. Eventually they join in the light and applause as Adrian ushers you back to your seat. That might not have been the smartest move. Did he flee the country? I thought he just quit his job. Just as you're finishing up dinner, one of the other people at your table points behind you. As you turn, you see Bozeman walking briskly past with Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement in tow. You're pretty sure he was pointedly ignoring you. He seems to be introducing the Prime Ministers to a selection of people at different tables. Better them than you. Finish off the rest of the meal, listen to the last few speeches, and then head home. All in all, it was a surprisingly nice evening. You might actually look forward to the next one. But I think Bozeman invites you to that one, of course. Well, of course they're not gonna laugh. They don't know who Dave is. I miss Dave. When's the last time Dave called me? Why doesn't Dave call me anymore? Day 296, the heat wave.
This is a staff announcement. This is Mr. Bozeman,
Oh.
your boss. Now that we have this newfangled
You got a wall
televised
phone
system up
now.
and running, I wanted
No.
to take the opportunity
You
to
don't-
remind you all that we value productivity and attention to detail above all other concerns. Also, that the salami sandwich in the fridge is mine and mine alone. Bozeman out.
Do mid-run crazy Neil. Oh, I didn't.
Horizons here.
Okay, we're working on it.
What, you've got someone to hose
Never
down the
crazy
sun,
Neil.
have you?
Yes, they've just strapped on their wax wings.
Classical illusions are no substitute for
anyway.
air conditioning.
You know, I genuinely
Come
thought
to
he'd been
Bumlins and RS
Yes, but he is.
Rainbow.
Our gun-toting handler.
Who, Andy?
I don't know what the fuck his name is, do I?
He's here to keep us safe. Interrupt.
More like keep us in line. I hate guns.
Let's go.
10 seconds, everybody.
So, we've got any actual real news tonight?
Well, the world's on fire. That good enough for you? Going in 5, 4.
It is always. Except it isn't.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy
People
Donaldson.
think
Our main headlines tonight.
people act like
Siege
the
for
world
Integrity. The World Council
is like
today
always
established a
falling
military
apart,
blockade
and
to
like
enforce the unjust and punitive sanctions now entering their
these look exactly the same.
In a statement from team headquarters a short time ago,
They look exactly
Prime
the
Minister
same.
Julia Salisbury issued a command.
Don't act like the world is always going to shit. It's just because you're not looking at like the actual good things and like progress.
We have gratefully relied upon trade and aid. from
Also,
the
I'm not gonna
worldwide
censor anything this time because I think me trying to censor the red made it think that I was trying to censor the blue as
Today's
well.
escalation,
So I'm just not gonna
however, is
censor.
nothing short of an act of war.
What?
We call
More?
upon our international allies to condemn this blockade absolutely, and we warn aggressors
So,
to
like-
this country that we are neither meek
Wait, this is important.
nor defenseless.
We're going to war?
Taking the plunge. Far be it for us to be cynical, but it's beginning to seem that the wedding of a certain celebrity power couple is more about attention than it is about love. As this leaked photo shows, the nuptials of heartthrob Johnny Handsleeves and art snob Tiffany Lamore were far from conventional when they finally tied the knot this week. In a ceremony that left very little to the imagination, the couple are insisting
Why don't get married
on
naked?
tradition.
Do what you want.
As they say, something old, something new. In it to win it, exciting news from Advance today with the announcement of a new monthly prize draw.
What was I gonna
for
say?
all team
Oh yeah,
members
everyone
of
acts like the world is always burning,
Every
but
month,
like, it's
lucky
really
winners
not
from across the country will be picked at random to receive what
that
Team
bad.
HQ are describing as unique prizes worth more than money
You know,
used to be.
I mean, we're still living on it. Still livable. And we can keep it that way if we
everyone's going to have one.
are good and do good things. And rich people also do good things, and corporations do that too. I don't know.
After the public's lukewarm response to the industrial plant, the troubling report that found a possible long-term risk to shop floor workers could be the final.
Everyone, you know.
CEO Sophia Remington, however, was optimistic that her employees would remain loyal.
Oh, my
And
camera
judging by these pictures,
shifted.
She may be right, as workers seem to be ignoring
Why?
the news and returning to work.
Am I still
It
in
looks
frame?
like it's business as usual in Grizzleford.
I think a screw
Perhaps
fell out of my
reports are
tripod.
unfounded, or perhaps, like Shark Ballet, plants are just simply worth the risk. Some men left behind. Escape craft construction has been hampered by problems as the
What are
beleaguered
flards?
scientists
He keeps
stuck in
talking about
Dante
flards.
have had to make the hard call of who won't be coming back due to their new vessel's limited capacity. Despite their promising start, it's fair to say that enthusiasm for the venture has waned. Trade tensions are rumored to have led to plans being rushed and big problems
I don't
that
know
could
what
have been
is
avoided
happening in these
by just
photos.
simply counting how many of them there are. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, it was decided that those who would be left behind should be the best able to adapt and survive. Let's hope they don't regret leaving the marine biologists in charge of the complex machinery. Life during wartime. As if we didn't have enough aggressors on our borders, internal problems are growing for the government as radical activist group Disrupt caused chaos in Parliament Park last night. Scuffles broke out after the protests, resulting in multiple arrests and the injury of 3 community cohesion officers. Advance have yet to comment. The reckless fire will certainly be remembered by all those who have seen these striking images. As their actions escalate, people across the country are asking,
I mean, I feel like, if both the images are real images,
do they want? Other than a new box of matches,
then,
of
like,
course. All this,
why does
and
it
I'll be
matter
talking to
what
some
I'm
people with
showing?
fascinating medical conditions, as well as one of the contenders in this year's...
Are we gonna find the sexiest horse or whatever you said you were gonna do last time?
That's all up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Alright. Okay, I keep looking around because I'm still in like the evil toy mindset.
But first tonight, our team of correspondents has been dispatched to every corner
Never
of the
told me
country
how to do the
to
timing
help
with
people
that one because it
great
used to be
nation of ours
different. It used to be like
off over
red
this
and there was like
unprecedented
they said
hotline.
to switch when
Let's go to
the
Megan
little
Wolf
like globe
in Shining on Sea to see what this
shrunk
scientific
out.
community has to say. Megan, how's the weather there?
It's absolutely glorious, Jeremy. Thank you for asking. I'm here with Dr. Anna Burns of the University of Princeford. Are you enjoying the weather as much as I am?
Oh, yes, it's wonderful, isn't it? My
Is
eyelids
it
are
supposed to
sweating.
look this fake?
And you're part of a team carrying out a study into just what's causing this unbelievable heat, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, we want to be able to reassure the public once and for all that there's absolutely nothing to worry about and that they can enjoy their sunstroke and fossil fuels in peace.
You sound very confident about that.
Oh, very much so. I can say without any hesitation, there's really no cause for any concern here. I've actually left my car running.
So tell us about this experiment.
Well, we take data from weather stations from all over the world, along with atmospheric samples, and we take all that and we feed it into this state-of-the-art computer, and very soon we'll be getting a high-tech readout of the results.
Blimey, that sounds very fancy.
I should just say, none of this would
What does
be
this
possible
person have a
without
degree
generous
in?
support of Remington's Fist. This is all thanks to their unrivaled investment in our future.
People also
May
keep
I
saying
just say,
Remington's
complimentary
Fist.
personal
Well, I don't know. See, I'm like recognizing words that they've been saying, but I don't know what they are.
Expected, everything is absolutely fucked. Hang on. This can't be right.
Right, but obviously you said a second ago that everything is absolutely fine, so...
Well, actually, under concern level, it just says.
I'm just not gonna
My
censor
God,
stuff anymore.
why? We should be celebrating these wonderful results, I think.
Yeah? We need to evolve gills within 40
You
years.
look thirsty.
Here it just says Shit.
Look at you. This must be a celebration. Can't go around looking like that.
Is this gonna...
Can I just say thank you again to Sophia?
Because, okay, I would censor the red because the red is just swearing.
Don't have long. Time is running out.
But
Absolutely
I tried to censor just the red with the other guy.
To the forest.
And...
enjoy that. I'd like to thank Dr. Burns for just one opinion.
I lost my train of thought. And I thought that I was trying to censor the blue, so...
There you have it, Jeremy. Proof, if proof be need be, that everything is just fine. I'm Megan Wolfe, here with science. Back to you.
Megan Wolfe there, attempting to do some actual news. Next, let's over to Robin Short, who's in Scritchford with some of the winners of this
Guy's so
team
done with
membership
everything.
lottery. Robin?
Thanks, Jeremy. I'm here in Scritchford with Gary.
I don't know what this game is like trying to say. Because all the things that Advance has been doing sound good. But then it's like, oh no, they're like the evil government who's like censoring everything and making people like
How do
lie.
you feel?
Filled with
But it's like,
euphoria.
I don't know who they're trying to satirize.
And all that we had to do.
Maybe everyone? I don't know if it's satirizing someone
that
specific.
sounds so convenient, but we're all dying
Something
to know.
specific, I don't know.
What have you won?
That's right, Robin. I've won.
I feel like I have to try to sound smart during these, but I'm not smart.
Top restaurant.
Ooh, swanky.
And I've been invited to Peter Clement's house to help him dredge the gutter in.
That's absolutely terrific. You must both be over the moon.
I've written a poem about it.
So, can you tell
I also
me
feel like
about
I
the
shouldn't
moment when you first
talk a
heard
lot
the
because my
Well,
throat.
I was battling against a
I'm gonna run out of words by the end.
Sixth formers when the headmaster came and found me.
I was involved in a similarly brutal conflict with a particularly arduous stanza.
So you were both polishing turds.
No, I don't like to polish them. I like to keep them intact for my collection.
Oh, how unexpected.
I don't polish turds. I write poetry.
Potato. So Gary,
Do you think Peter Clement's going to let me keep the contents of his downpipe?
there's no harm in asking, I suppose.
Would you
What
like
is
to hear
going
one?
No, thank you. Gary, when you signed up for team membership, was it in hopes of winning the lottery or were there other reasons?
I like a flutter, of course, but no, the boss said I had to sign up to keep coming into school.
Very sensible. It's important to know who we're trusting around our children.
Oh, I have an unpublished book of sonnets about children. Perhaps you'd like to hear one.
No!
Or an anthology of haikus on the death of innocence.
I'd rather hear about Gary's turd collection.
Really? I thought you might say that.
Oh,
Are you all right?
yes, it's coming. It's inspiration and it's delicious.
Right you are. Right you are.
Today on the show there's no news, just a man who keeps multiple poos.
Yeah, this big one's my favourite. See how it's fibrous, really lovely texture.
Would you encourage other people to enter for their
Is this
chance
like
to
the
win?
kind of poet, the kind of like poet that's just like really generic motivational quotes that like your aunt sends you, and they're all like the exact same thing with like one word different, and it's like
Back to you, Jeremy.
there's no actual thought in
Thanks,
this.
Robin. What a lucky pair they are. And finally in this
I mean,
segment,
I feel like
let's
it's
over to Patrick
harmless,
Bannon, who's gone
so,
to the
like, it's
smelliest
whatever,
town in
but
the
it's
country
like, you
to see how
know.
the unprecedented weather is affecting the locals. Patrick?
Something that like
Hello there,
boomers
Jeremy.
love.
Hello, yes. I'm here live in Grizzleford, which is recently
just
voted
generic.
the smelliest town in the country. And I have to say that, you know, in this heat, the smell really is. I mean, it's something else. Barry Lardons, mate, you've lived here your whole life. How'd you put up with the stink?
Well, we're just all very proud of our achievement, to be honest with you.
Can tell that. Look at him, proud as punch.
Do you know what it's like, son, being the second smelliest town? No, I don't. Living in the shadow of Arseminster. Those smug fucks. But who's laughing now, eh?
Say what, not me, that's for sure. So what happened, mate?
Right, the good people from Willington's Fist came in and saved the day with their
What is
factory.
that?
You're talking, of course, about the newly built Flard factory.
Yeah, they gave us this big presentation on jobs and growth. But as soon as we heard about the stench, we paid them whatever they wanted to put it here.
Does the stink not affect your life in every way, Barry? I mean, perhaps if you're filling in a tax return or completing the physical act of love.
It's strong at first, but you get used to it after several weeks of your first bout of sickness. The judges were very impressed.
So, what's sickness?
That's nothing to worry
So,
about. It takes a few
the
minutes before you develop
smell
any
is caused by
symptoms.
something called
Now,
Remington's
folks are
fisted.
saying something about the production line and how they dump carcasses directly into the water main, but I think it's probably the few valves on the high street.
On the high street? Should I see a doctor? What are the symptoms?
Well, the first one is asking stupid questions. Then folk experience a loss of inhibition.
Fuck off, do they? When was the last time you brushed your teeth, you stinking old tramp?
Next according is a period of randomly bursting into song, followed immediately by delusions of grandeur.
Oh, that's not really a problem. I've never sung in my life. Hello, it's sexy Patrick Bannon, and he's wearing sexy shorts now. Oh my God, look at me. I'm like a stallion.
This is a broken man.
Tell me, I should take my shirt off. You know what? I'll even let you touch me if you want.
That will be the bout of undeserved self-confidence.
Love the Bannon. Feel the Bannon. Oh man, what's the point?
And the ennui.
Ennui, I forgot about that word.
The hallucinations and unconsciousness.
Nanadotti? Was that you? Why are you made out of elbows? You know I don't eat opinions.
Oh, don't
Why are they
worry,
standing in a
folks.
bathroom?
Once he wakes up, he'll be just fine. We'll just find a place to stick him where it won't matter how many times he evacuates his bowels. Right, that's all here from Grizzleford, a town that's really making a stink. I'm Barry Lardons. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Barry. With a naval blockade being set up around our coastline as we speak, when we come back, I'll be talking to 3 members of the general public.
I like him more now that he's a broken man. Before he annoyed me, and now I'm interested.
You've got something better to do.
Like, interested in his character.
After these messages.
Like, where is it going?
This next section features a potentially controversial guest. Advance may request some censorship if he goes too off-topic. You've done a great job so far keeping everyone happy, so let's keep up the good work. Don't forget about that pesky power button on the fan.
What do you mean?
Let's keep the power button on the fan?
My mic is still
I shouldn't have the fan on, should I? Because wouldn't that... Oh, no. There's no microphone in here. So... I keep thinking like, oh, I can't turn on the fan because that's gonna like mess up the broadcast. But it's not like they're recording me.
That's what I'm talking about? Cat's foot. We should be doing an interview with the War Minister, or a report from Grantham Downs. Even the weather would be more fucking relevant than this.
Jeremy, please, just breathe. It's just something light to keep people's minds
He's
off
so
things.
broken.
Exactly, which is wrong. People's minds should be very much on things. Christ, it's
Alright,
so
I'll turn on the
fucking
fan.
hot.
Please take your seats as quickly as you can.
I can't do this anymore, Jenny. I've had enough. That's it. This is just
10 seconds. Get over yourself, Jeremy. Why don't you stop feeling sorry for yourself for 5 fucking 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, your host, Jeremy Donaldson. Later, we'll be
What is all
talking
this
to the
stuff?
captain of the territory's first cat football
That's
team,
just decoration.
Professor Pumpkin. But
Like,
first,
what is this?
I'm joined by 3 guests with some balmy bodily behaviours. Joining me is a woman who's been hiccuping for over 9 months. Isn't that right, Miss Piercy?
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
I feel like if I just make sure
It's all a bit of a blur.
that I stay on the right people,
So I was watching your show and I remember seeing the news about the election. And
then if I miss some censorship, it won't put my grade down too much.
Also here is Frankie Steampipe. Perhaps you could explain to us exactly what your physiological foreboil is.
I'm here to say it's high time people like me were respected. We're constantly overlooked in the workplace, we're whispered about on buses, and we're asked politely to leave children's birthday parties. And it's disgusting. I'm sorry, my bowels have comic timing.
And finally, I'm joined by a man who answers every question honestly, even when it isn't aimed at him. How do you cope with that, Mr. Truman?
With a combination of booze, self-hatred, and hardcore pornography.
Is that
Not according to my therapist.
Well, in that case, let's speak to Rose. Tell me, how does the hiccuping impact you?
I get shushed a lot, which is hard.
I'm also like,
To stop answering the phones. It's really effective.
way too honest for my own
It's
good.
really fucking irritating.
People tend to believe your story?
Fuck no.
Actually, I've been surprised at how much support
I mean,
And Frankie, why have you come here today?
Because my
I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
Win her back.
We've started a group.
I'm trying to
of people with
make sure that I
elements
get
deemed broadly
all the
common
right
by
people so
society.
that I can
It's
rest
called
sense of people.
Take us seriously.
That's right. And we bloody well mean it.
And who's joined so far?
A bunch of fucking losers.
It's just us so far.
And how much success have you had?
Well, we've seen
I mean, I'm not like
I don't want to toot my own horn.
aggressive about it, but like,
Shit all. Not a single person come to our fun run, and all of our
I will
listeners
just
sell
like
them out.
Well, Miss Piercy, some
say
people
like
say
give like way too much information and then be like,
the events of that night.
no, that was kind of irrelevant.
Come down, Mr. Donaldson. That's absolute rubbish.
What it'd be like to have a pair of tits.
Could you? I'm sorry, it's very hot. What was I thinking?
That you're a team fuck puppet?
No.
Or a sellout cunt?
Apologies. Just reminded me
happening?
can't help it. And hey, if this isn't live television, then what is it?
Fuckfest of propaganda masquerading as journalism.
Right, Frankie, Rose, tell us, how can the viewers get involved with your cause?
Yes, we're
Isn't there a
holding
thing where it's like if you get hit in the head at like
next weekend. It's called the No Smiles.
the right place, the wrong place, whatever it would be, like you hiccup forever? Because there's like technically a part of your brain that stops you from hiccuping, because for some reason like hiccuping is like the default.
This bit of fun.
Steady on!
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
I mean, that could just be some fake
Later,
like internet
Professor Pumpkin.
bullshit.
Tattoo with a world-class pair of penalty paws. Is that really
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm so sorry. This is not a good video.
Enough! That's enough!
I'm so distracted. Like, what's happening?
Enough!
What are you
Whoa.
doing?
Trying not to piss myself.
Alex, cut.
Don't you dare! Don't you fucking dare cut to the ads before I tell you to. Now, you in the broadcast centre, Bozeman's Little Escape Home, you listen to me. You cut to the ads before I tell you to, and I will kill every single person in this studio.
Damn.
I am thinking about what I'm doing. I've been thinking about it for a long time. We all should be. Christ, it's so fucking hot in here. Do you remember when we used to do the real news? Before it was all lottery winners and bloody cat football.
Bro, you were like kind of upset last. Well, it's actually been weeks, hasn't it?
The enemy.
I was gonna say like yesterday you were like slightly upset. This escalated quickly, but
I think my hiccups have stopped.
You three, get the fuck out of my studio. Go on, now, go, before I change my mind. Jenny, lock the doors. Jenny, lock the doors.
what if I just turn off the power?
Good. Yes. Now. Good.
No, it continues. Yeah, it continues.
Already loaded up. Exactly what you're going to play in the commercial, but today is going to be a little bit different. Look to your right. Yes, really. Look to your right. There is a VHS tape, and I want you to
back
load
it
it into
there.
your machines. And when I say so, and not before, you play it. You've got about 15 seconds, so I wouldn't waste any time. Now, all cameras.
I assume you won't be playing that tape. This station does not negotiate with terrorists. I hope I've made myself clear. You seem to know what to do.
Every single thing that comes out of this studio is either one-sided or banal. We're going to show the other side.
Does this not turn them off? It just turns off. Okay, it just turns off the...
Anything I don't like, I will not hesitate to start by killing this man. Now, reset the system for the third segment. I imagine the ratings are going to be through the roof.
Oh. Oh shit.
Don't you fucking dare cut
Alright.
the ads before I tell you to.
Alright.
You in the broadcast centre. Both with little scapegoat. You listen to me. You cut the ads before I tell you to, and I will kill every single person in this studio.
I am not gonna play his tape
I've been thinking about it for
because then someone else
Christ, it's so
might get the idea that they can do this again.
Before it was all lottery winners and bloody cat football.
So I'm not going to.
In hundreds of years. The enemy.
I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna play a normal ad.
Talking to these three fucking idiots.
I think my hiccups have stopped.
You three, get the fuck out of my studio. Go on, now, go. Before I change my mind.
I'm not gonna play it.
Jenny, lock the doors. Jenny, lock the doors.
Yes, Jeremy.
Now. Yes, Jeremy. Good. Yes. Now. Good. Right then. Yes. You in the broadcast centre.
Hi.
Alex, you listen to
That's
me.
me.
You pay attention. Now, I'm sure you've already loaded up exactly what you're going to play in the commercial, but today is going to be a little bit different. Look to your right.
I'm playing Crazy Neil.
Yes, really. Look to your right. There is a VHS
I
tape,
know.
and I want
I'm
you to
not
load
playing
onto
it.
the machines, and when I say
I'm not
so,
playing it
and
because
not
then someone
before,
else might come on the news and try to do the same thing again.
You've got about 15 seconds, so I wouldn't waste any time. Now, all cameras.
I assume you won't be playing that tape. This station does not negotiate with terrorists. I hope I've made myself clear. You seem to know what to do.
Every single thing that comes out of this studio is either one-sided
Yeah.
or banal.
No.
We're gonna show
I'm
you
playing
outside
Crazy Neil.
for a bit of fucking balance. Like the good old days. Alex, play the fucking tape. Now, I don't want to hurt any of you.
Well done, Alex. From the station's perspective, you made the right call.
I can't.
By killing this man. Now, reset the system for the third segment.
I want to watch Crazy Neil, but I also want to watch this. You know, like, if someone else... If someone saw that, then they could be like... I think that's new. If someone else saw that and saw that it worked, then they would try it again. You can't let it work, because then people will think that it's like a thing that they can do. That's what I would say. Turn on the fan. It's supposed to be hot out.
What do you mean they didn't play it? Why the fuck didn't they play? Alex, what the heck is wrong with you? You had a chance to make a real fucking difference.
Jeremy, calm down.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to enable a person who's trying to kill people.
Calm down, please.
How long?
We're going live now.
Welcome back to what's left of the national nightly news.
Why don't I just go
tonight?
play more
There's
commercials?
a fucking massive military blockade being set up around this country. We are surrounded and outgunned, as incidentally am I. Now I have asked for...
I won't censor him.
The studio doors to be locked, but security is on its way. So,
But I'm not going to cooperate with him.
but while there is, let's try and do...
You can hear what he says, but I'm not going to
Our first
enable
guest
him.
tonight is Jenny. She works here in production, and earlier today she told me she put forward several news stories. Older viewers will remember those, but they've all been rejected. So tell us, Jenny.
I'm only like halfway through the
what's
game.
somehow less important than Barnum and Bailey's amazing ship
Right,
circus
or maybe
and
I'm
Commander
not.
Pumplenuts, the fucking cat footballer?
It's Professor Pumpkin.
Really, Jenny? There isn't much time. There isn't much time.
I want to hear about the
One
cat.
real news story.
I don't know.
Why can't that be news?
Christ!
Is news only bad stuff?
I mean, might as well be wrong
Can't we
with
have
Julia.
good
Fucking
news?
Salisbury's no doubt immaculate kill room. And this gallant knight, in slightly shattered armour, is Andy. He's a CCO. What's that stand for, Andy?
Community Cohesion Officer.
And what does that mean, Andy?
Well, we aim to strive...
No, you utter prick. I mean, what does that mean? What is a CCO? What are you?
Community...
Policeman! You're a policeman, a fucking policeman!
Yeah, that's what we used to be called.
Used to be? It was less than 2 months ago. What the hell is wrong with you all? Jenny, any recollections yet?
Nothing springing to mind.
All right then. Looks like you're in the hot seat, Andy.
Hey, at least we're doing really good.
I mean, that's what you joined up for, wasn't it? Excitement? It's your first hostage situation.
Yeah.
Yes. Pretty shitty you ended up being the hostage, eh? Never mind. How many people have you arrested for not carrying on having
There was 2 R's there. I mean 3 R's
Firstly,
there.
we don't arrest anymore. We invite for consultation, and they're not ID cards.
Don't be a bell end all your life, Andy. You know what I mean. Answer the question.
Well, it shouldn't have to be a big deal to prove who you are.
Only the guilty have something to fear.
Well, yes, actually.
How desperately naive.
Look, I'm just a police officer. CCO.
Just following orders.
Oh, come on, mate. That's not fair.
It was rhetorical. Jenny, ready to spill the beans yet?
Jeremy, please stop. I'm scared. Alex didn't even play your tape. This is pointless. It's over.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
I was going to quit tonight. I had notes. See? I had notes. See?
Why didn't you?
There's a recording.
Why'd you go cycle tape?
A VHS tape. A message from Disrupt. I haven't heard it, but I know what it's trying to say, and I wanted you at home to hear it. To listen to the other side and make up your own mind.
I didn't even get to watch Crazy Neil.
But Alex Winston...
Well, I mean, it was there, but I couldn't pay attention to it.
It was not for your eyes and ears. It was not for broadcast. Maybe
Not for this isn't even the game of the game.
Doesn't matter. Tomorrow morning it will arrive in every major news broadcaster worldwide. But I wanted you to hear it first. To listen to what Disrupt had to say about this unreported country. Because Disrupt and I... Well, we swapped places while I wasn't looking. They're now the ones investigating, looking for evidence, trying to make the world a better place. And me? I'm in this newsroom.
Isn't that the rich
interviewing
people
Jeff
who were
fucking
like
algebra.
upset that they
What does Trump have to
got
say
a
is
slightly
important?
smaller house?
You might not agree with all of it, but you should still hear it and make up your own minds.
Are you serious? Disrupt. A credible source. Get more objectivity out of Alan fucking James.
Oh my God, are you being deliberately obtuse? Why can't any of you understand? There's no such thing as a credible news source anymore. Aaron, shit! Aaron! Oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
He's bleeding. It's in his shoulder.
First aid! Whoa, we need first
He
aid.
doesn't need first aid, he needs a fucking ambulance.
Paramedics. There'll be paramedics for the security.
Unlock those doors.
No! Don't do that!
Jeremy, he's bleeding. He could die.
Yes, but if you open the door, that's a
How did you think this was going to end?
Why am I still broadcasting
Why are you
this?
even here today? Why are you even here today? It's supposed to be your day off! It's supposed to be your day off!
My date cancelled. I thought it'd be more fun to be here than moping around at home. Truth be told, I wanted to see you. Being annoyed with you is like wearing a comfy jumper.
I think that's the nicest thing you've said to me.
Let's not make it the
I
last.
don't even know who this woman is.
Right. All remaining cameras on me.
Alright.
In a minute, I'm going to ask Jenny to unlock the doors. No. Oh, me, Aaron, our cameraman, can get the medical attention he needs. I should imagine I'll get arrested for this. It wasn't the graceful.
Who was
I had
the
a
camera?
speech. I was meant to be resigning with a flourish of honour. A last hurrah.
Okay, this is your own fault, bro.
I'll see that happening now. Still, I want to have one last stab at the news before I go. You see, there's so much more we're not telling you. There's large groups of scientists, and they're testing something. Something loud and something... What was that? I didn't think it over there. I didn't
Don't shoot him. Stay back, please.
Mr. Donaldson,
Stand
you
back,
have
Jenny.
10 seconds to lower your weapon. If you do not comply, we will open fire.
God,
10,
cut to the ads.
9,
Alex, cut to
8.
Hi, I'm Sophia Remington, CEO of Remington's Fist, and I'm here today to take you on a trip to tomorrow with
Okay.
the RS Rainbow, a home computer entertainment system.
You can unlock nice broadcast, you can unlock you either die hero or something. Okay, I got like 3 achievements. A pluses throughout the board. Did he die? Received a generous bonus. Current wealth. Things are looking up. Deals went up. Advance went down. Disrupt, I think it's called, went down. Channel 1 still likes me. 297, a tape to remember. Okay. I'm gonna do the texts. My camera's off again, whatever. This is gonna be an extra long episode. I'm gonna do the text so that we can start with the broadcast next time. You wake up still partly in shock from what you saw on the news last night. What you had to edit on the news last night. When you come downstairs, you find your family sat in the living room waiting for you. You're sitting on the sofa next to Sam. Sam swallows, hesitating when we're starting. We were so worried about you last night. After Jeremy, everything that happened, Sam shakes her head. I wonder what they'll do with him now. Okay, so he's not dead. He was just arrested. Are you okay? Mom probably can't say they blame them. Lock him up. He had a gun. He's not right. He was gonna shoot random people. Innocent people. Sam glances at Charlie, then back to you. We saw that you chose not to play that tape. They paused before continuing. I couldn't help but wonder why. Seemed like the right thing to do. I think you did the right thing. I mean, it was a crazy situation, but I think that tape could have been really dangerous, Charlie says quietly. You haven't realized how much his support would mean to you. It's good to have your son on your side. For what it's worth, Alex, I think you were in an impossible situation and somehow you managed to make the right call. Sam throws their arms around you. Only you were stuck in that studio having to make that choice. No one can criticize what you did, and I'm proud of you. You've never been grateful to have Sam support. You've never been so grateful to have Sam support you. Take a deep breath and gather your thoughts. It's a lot to take in. You're not sure you fully processed what happened last night, let alone what Charlie and Sam think about it all. Oh, if I cut it out, I did try to like look at the rush or whatever to see if there's any more like footage I can view of like what happened after I cut the ads, and there wasn't. Smile wearily at your family. You're exhausted. Did I even read that? I don't know. Whatever. You didn't know how worried you were about it. But as Charlie makes a stupid joke and you all laugh, you feel a tremendous tension break. Sam rubs your back and tells him to flick the TV on. Couldn't ask for better. Day 61. It's almost been a complete year. Burn and born. It's been 6 months since you and Sam last discussed Grandma's ever-increasing medical costs. And Emma, while very pleasant, has proved as expensive a nurse as you'd feared. You can't quite believe it's been that long already, but the sanctions are really starting to hit home now, and unfortunately the government's only solution to help the ailing elderly is a day trip to a transition center. Why does everything always seem to come back to the money? This time it's you at the kitchen table, surrounded by bills and paperwork, when Sam comes to join you. Today Emma told you there was really nothing more you could do, except an expensive experimental new treatment that might not even help. Sometimes your mom wants the treatment. More often she talks about visiting a transition center. It's hard to know which she really wants. Sam puts her hand on yours. What are we gonna do, honey? She's your mother. It has to be your choice. Experimental. I'm worried about that. Like, what if it has really bad effects? And if she's old anyways, I mean, people die when they're old. I think transition center. These things are never really a choice. Hopefully the kids will understand. It was all you could do given the circumstances. Everything's a bit different. Okay, but she's super old, right? I mean, old people die. It's been a year! 365, a holiday update. Just as you're finishing up breakfast, Sam comes in with the post. Oh, we got a postcard from Susie. I hope she's having fun on her trip. Sam reads it out loud. As you finish getting ready for work. So I've seen what feels like most of Urkistan. Really cool place, but so cold. Hope you enjoy the gift. And before you say anything, yes, you were right to make me pack an extra pair of socks. Okay, so the lighter was for my son, not the mean guy, right? I don't know. I get their names confused. Sam gives you a small cake under the table. This is an interesting song. Next we got the train to Konoslava, much warmer and loads of beaches to enjoy. I could have stayed there forever, but had to head to San Palmerino before it got too cold. And I'm so glad we did. We've probably got 1 or 2 more stops before heading home, but I'll be back in time for Christmas. I promise. Hope everything's doing well. Hope everyone's doing well. Love, Susie. Sounds like it's been a hell of a trip. Worth every penny. I'm glad she's happy. I'm glad she wasn't here to see that stuff that happened on the news. Oh. I'm ending it here. We're gonna start next episode with this broadcast. This was very interesting. This is a very interesting one. My camera is whatever. Yeah. I'm excited to see where this is gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!
Adventure.